Coach K here, and welcome to another Think About It Thursday, where every single week I'm going to be bringing you a new topic that we face in our everyday life. So, for those who don't know who I am Kanya Ford. You can simply call me Coach K. I am your life, love, and intimacy coach, or as I like to say, a certified clinical sexologist and master sexologist. Now, before we get into this topic this week, I want to make sure that you have subscribed to the page and that you've turned your notifications on so that you don't miss a single week of a great topic. If there's ever a topic that you want to hear more about, make sure you drop it down in the comments, or you can simply just send me an email at info@loveandintimacy101.com. Call or text 804-967-4551. Now, we've been having some pretty juicy topics leading up to these last couple of weeks because there's a lot of stuff going on in the media. And this one is no different. This week, I'm going to talk about how pornography can ruin relationships. Now, this is such a layered topic that I probably will just touch on maybe 2 key points. And if you'd like to know more, or if this is something that is affecting your relationship, you can always schedule a free discovery call with me, and we can see how we can best guide that relationship back to the place that you want it to be. So, if you think about it, when you were younger, we all had that curiosity gene, and either you grabbed up, somebody's magazines and you looked at them. You see it on TV where you have a little girly magazine or guy magazines. Or with technology, you're finding that some of the young kids are kind of sneaking on the porn sites and they're just curious at this point. But what does that do to someone growing up? Well, pornography can actually create an unrealistic way of how sexual encounters should be. Yes, if you've never watched pornography, maybe you could and kind of see what I'm talking about. What we fail to remember and understand, especially if we started watching it at a very young age and it is just ingrained that is what sex looks like. We fail to realize that these are people who get paid to make this act look amazing. Now, don't get me wrong. Yes, there are those categories of amateurs, but I can guarantee that those amateurs are giving you their best work because it's not always that perfect. You have women who can take things in every hole on their body and they do it with a smile. You have men that can do the same, every hole with a smile. You have men that can put it in every single hole, enjoy it, and with a smile. And you have women who will put a strap on and do the exact same thing. But again, we have to remember that these are paid actors and actresses. They are giving you whatever fantasy that you've clicked on, because if you know, there are multiple categories that you can click on, and they're giving you that fantasy that you need at that time. So how does that ruin a relationship? Well, in the one hand, kind of what I was just talking about, it can ruin it in the way of the expectations that is placed on yourself and or your partner. If you know that you just watched, when you were young, you watched this video of this girl who can be flipped upside down and she just busts it wide open and she just takes it, or she's throwing it back, or she's taking multiple items in there with your penis or with your tongue, but your partner is just kind of like, ouch, ooh, not able to quite take things that much, then you might get discouraged. You may look at it as, well, is it something wrong with me? Or you could look at it where there has to be something wrong with them. That's not the case. What that indicates to me is maybe a conversation around sexual desires, wants, needs, probably didn't get had at some point in this relationship. And I'll be quite honest with you, we don't have those conversations. We kind of just touch each other, feel each other, and then boom, we're in the act of it. But do we really just sit down and have a thorough conversation of wants, likes, desires, and needs? Not all the time. Point well taken. Maybe we should. Now, another way that pornography can ruin your relationship is if someone in the relationship is sneaking to take a peek. Yes. Someone who potentially feels as though they're not getting their desires or their fantasies met, so they go and they seek it in this pornography site, and that can actually drive a wedge of distrust between you and your partner. So one thing that I would suggest to you is, if you are interested or you want to look at pornography, have that conversation with your partner. You never know, they may want to watch it with you, which honestly is a fun activity to do together. If you all have a full conversation of, I really can't do that rubber band thing that she's doing right now, but I'm willing to try something similar. Okay? Have the conversation. If you find yourself sneaking to watch these things, or if you feel shameful because you want to watch these things, again, have the conversation with your partner. And if you're not quite ready to have the conversation with your partner, reach out to me and let's formulate a plan to achieve that goal. Because the last thing I want is for something that could be potentially fun and exciting and a great bonding tool for you and your partner to turn into something that's negative or dirty or wrong or shameful, because it just shouldn't be that way at all. I am Coach K, your life, love, and intimacy partner, and I am super excited to speak to you about this topic on this week. If you want to know more about this or any of the topics that you may have seen, by the way, you can just go back and watch all of the other videos from the previous weeks. Absolutely reach out to me directly. You can always drop a comment below. You can always call or text me at 804-967-4551, or just simply send me an email at info@loveandintimacy101.com. To learn more about my coaching practice and myself, definitely go and visit the website, which is loveandintimacy101.com. This has been another Think About It Thursday. I appreciate you all for tuning in. And remember, subscribe, turn those notifications on, and I will see you next week.